mensen, van harte welkom. Mijn naam is Lilian Ferru en mijn gast voor vandaag is Raquel Spencer. Welkom in Heerlen, the Netherlands.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure to be here.
You're so welcome. Can you tell me something about who you are? Can you just introduce yourself for the viewers?
I am a multidimensional energy specialist, and my work takes me around the world where I assist people with connecting to their higher self by working with the divine vehicle, the body. Because many of us are not wired correctly, are not receiving the light and information directly from our higher self at the level that is optimum for our growth and awareness. And so my work is all about helping people become connected more effectively with their own divine essence, their higher self. And that's my work, that's what I do. And I travel the world to beautiful places like here, meeting wonderful people and assisting, helping them to connect with their own essence.
Well, that sounds like a lot you're doing. But how do you do that?
Well, it's a gift. What I do is something that I remember how to do. I went through a 5-week coma where it was not medically induced. There was no illness. There was no accident. There was no reason for me to go into an unconscious state.
Suddenly it happened.
Suddenly it happened. And for 5 weeks I was unconscious. And during that time, my body went through a rewiring, an upshift to be able to do this work. And when I came out of the coma, I went back into the 3D world and went back to work and went back to school, back into a regular experience like all of us have. But over the next several years, I began to bring in my skills of being able to see multidimensionally, being able to hear my guidance, and began to remember how to do this work, what I came in to do to help humanity, those that are wanting to wake up, those who have the desire and the quest within themselves to connect with that essence of themselves that they know is there, but they can't quite connect with, or can't bring in enough of the communication to feel like they have a strong connection. And so everything I do is from memory. I didn't train with anyone. I've never studied with anyone. I didn't go to conferences or workshops or anything like that to really bring in this this information, except for one, and that was back in 1991 where I did I think it was 1-day workshop with a woman named Tachi Ren, who helped me connect finally with the final pieces. And after that, I began to do my work on a much more regular basis.
So you went to a kind of a spiritual school with, for example, the light beings who taught you to remember with your subconscious or something like that?
Actually, no. I don't have any recollection of what was happening in those 5 weeks.
Okay.
Nothing. There was nothing. There was no memory of... I was pronounced dead 3 times, but I have no near-death experience memory.
No tunnel.
No tunnel into the light. No. I came back and I knew things. I knew I was different, but I didn't know why. But it took me 5 years to integrate what had happened in those 5 weeks. And it wasn't until 5 years later that I started to see multidimensionally. I started to experience intuitions in a new way and started to receive information. And so I went through years of following my guidance, the intuitions, the hits, I call them, of when you get that experience or that information that you need to go somewhere, or you need to meet someone, or you need to do something differently. And I started to follow that guidance. And once I did, then the information started to come in about how to do what I do for the body. Because what I do is very unique. It's interesting because many people have asked me, can you train me to do what you do? And I can't, because every single person is unique and different. And what I do for you will not be the same as what I do for someone else, because your experiencing and your templates of light in your body and what you've gone through in this lifetime and past lifetimes that you brought in is different than the next person.
Can you see that?
So I can see I don't see the detail. I tell people I don't see your story. So it's not like I see your past life when you were a nun or that. All I see is the energetic streams. I see where the systems work and where the systems don't. I see where pathways of light are not quite connected correctly, or where the wiring is not strong enough.
So you can heal that also. You can see it, plus you can
and then I rewire it. Yes, I can.
How does that work?
It's all energy. I see the divine vehicle, the body, as a very complex, multidimensional bioelectrical and biochemical computer. Because when I turn on my vision and I'm looking at you,
what do you see?
I don't see the body. I don't see the skin and the eyes and the beautiful hair and the smile. I see the electronics, the electrical schematics, the grids of light and the systems, the nervous system and the neural pathways in the brain. I see that in an energetic format. And then I'm able to, through my gifts, for why do I have these gifts? I'm blessed with them every single day. I don't know why I was given these gifts, but I remember how to do it, and I can go in and reconnect.
With your thoughts?
With my intention.
Okay.
I don't have to touch you. I do this work. I can be on the other side of the world, and if I'm connected with you, I can still do the work. It doesn't matter. I can work on multiple people simultaneously around the planet. It's quite fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't really understand how that works,
I'm so happy
but I know that it does, because I have clients that tell me, they're in 2 different locations listening to my voice, and they're having experiences unique to themselves, where they can feel the wiring, feel the things moving and shifting in their body. And so it's all about, I use the terminology like computers. When you have hardware that is not up to speed, that is not, if you're running a computer CPU system that is from 2000, it's very difficult to read the software that is coming out right now. And our bodies, most people's bodies, are operating like a CPU system, a hardware system from 2000.
Old time,
And because we're in a very accelerated time in history, we're in a cosmic window of time, which is giving us the opportunity, us being humanity, and us that are the light workers, and I use that term as spiritual seekers, those that are on the path, those that are connecting with Source, where we came in at this particular time to do a quantum shift in consciousness. And that's requiring a very fast evolution of the hardware. The body has to catch up. Because the body's been in atrophy. The original design of the human body was one in which we were connected. We did remember. We were connected with that essence of ourself that is all-knowing, that higher self, I call it.
So what happened?
Over the years and over the millennium, over the thousands and thousands and thousands of years that we've been here, the body's gone into atrophy. People forgot. They call it the fall from grace in religious forms, but it was a atrophy, do you know that word? Atrophy of the body to be able to connect with source energy. And so right now we're in a process of evolution, bringing the body back into a state that it can have that connection easily, effortlessly. It's a natural process. It's the way it was supposed to be.
But a lot of people are ill and have cancer. problems with the body. What's the reason for that?
All of that is emotion. All of that is the lower frequencies of light in the body manifesting in different formats. And so as you clear the body, as you remove, I'll use in terms of computer again. You know how you get a computer virus and everything stops working correctly?
Delete.
So delete.
Yeah.
You want to get rid of those viruses. It's the same idea, and I don't like that word because people do associate it with disease, okay, or something bad. But there's many things in the body that need to be released. And things that need to be reconnected, rehooked up, rewired, that throughout the eons have been in a state of atrophy. They're not working correctly anymore. And so right now, with the opportunity we have in this time frame, in this cosmic window, I call it,
what's about this?
It's a very specific window in time because of where we are in the cosmos. We'll go back to the thought process of December 21, 2012.
The awakening,
okay, the awakening.
The transformation.
Because what we really are is it's a cosmic window. Unfortunately, most of humanity put it on that one day and had expectations that were very unrealistic about moving into a state of nirvana or bliss. We're talking about one day, that date, in a 26,000-year cycle. But we are in an opportunity right now, a literal placement within the cosmos. When you talk about how the equinoxes, the precession, thank you, of the equinoxes and the solstices, and the way that we move within the cosmos, we're in a very specific alignment where the opportunity for the divine vehicle.
With the photon light, you mean that? So
the photon lights, yes. The light that is literally able to come into our atmosphere, into this solar system, or into this planetary system, because of the physical alignment within the cosmos, and it allows for a quickening. It allows for a opportunity for a quantum shift. But the body has, the divine vehicle, has to be able to interpret that light. And so part of the reason I'm here right now, part of the reason my work is so focused in this time right now for people to upshift the body.
So why here?
Everywhere, on the planet. Everywhere. I travel everywhere doing this work, and I'm hoping to reach more and more people who are drawn to my work because I can accelerate. I accelerate the way in which your body upshifts. It's a natural process. It will happen over the next 500, 600, 700 years, regardless. It's a natural process of evolution. But we're kickstarting it. We're accelerating it so that we can get more connection and make this quantum shift in this timeline. So if enough of us, those of us we call the light workers, that are searching and seeking and knowing there's more, knowing there's much more going on, wanting that connection with their higher self or source energy. Those that are really driven actually came in knowing that they were going to upshift the divine body, the divine vehicle, to be able to receive and interpret the light more effectively.
So the question is, right now on Earth, we have a lot of dramas, so the banks are collapsing, there's war, there's a lot of anger. How do you see all the fear, what is released?
It's all part of, I mean, this has been going on for a very long time. It's just a different version of the same story, of the same energy. We've had wars on this planet, we've had, power struggles, we've had all kinds of things going on. Right now, we know much more what's going on because of the World Wide Web. We're much more aware. But this kind of energy has been prominent on this planet for eons.
Yeah, but now we have a lot of people on the planet.
We have so many more than there has ever been on this planet.
So a lot
So
angry and frustrated and poor or ill or homeless or...
There's a lot of that on the planet right now. But those of us who are striving to help shift consciousness, we've come in and we will trigger. We will trigger when there's enough light quotient on the planet, when there are enough people, such as yourself, who are holding a sufficient amount of light in their cells, in their body, that allows for that connection and that understanding and that divine flow to come through them. We have an opportunity. If we can get enough on the planet holding enough light quotient, then we're going to be able to, and I'm not saying it's going to be this year or next year, this is a process,
But soon?
but hopefully within the next 50 years, yes, 50 to 100 years, because what we're doing is we're setting the platform for all of the beautiful children that are coming in that are so awake.
Yeah.
We have to have the systems in place so that their light, their knowledge, their wisdom can come up and not be squelched, not be pushed down, not be terminated. Because they're trying to exist in a reality that doesn't support their light. And so it's a process. And so those of us in my generation right now, we're really setting the platform so that the children and these beautiful, bright, intelligent children they're coming in awake. But then they hit society, they hit the schools, they hit all of these systems we have in place, and that connection...
Mind control and all that.
The connection diminishes.
Yeah.
And so we're working to set a platform, an energetic platform for them to exist upon and to thrive upon. We're doing that with the body, and we're also doing that with energetic grids around the planet.
How can we do that? Like just a normal citizen? What can they do to help the planet?
They can. There's many things that help themselves. Number one. Help themselves, number one, because it's love yourself, but also work to raise your own light frequency. And there's things that can be done. There's intentions and practices and clearing that can be done to upshift your light quotient, to allow you to hold more light. Because even those that are working in the corporate America, that are in the hospitals, that are in the general stores. If you hold light, you affect everyone around you. It's physics. You can't not.
Yeah, so I believe that
it is physics.
Yeah.
And so if you're holding a light quotient in your fields, because your fields extend, we know this, and someone passes through your fields that is not of an equal light quotient, they have the opportunity to upshift their own fields because they were in your presence. See? Okay.
I have goosebumps all the time.
That is one of the most effective ways. So as you raise your own awareness, as you raise your own light quotient, and you're in the world, you are in service.
Yeah.
And the more, a lot of people are like, well, I want to be a healer. I want to do something metaphysical with my world instead of work in corporate America. And I come back and say, you have no idea what service you're doing by holding light in these places where there's people who are so not awake, that are not in this flow, because we have to be in the real world. We have to go and function and hold the light and be the walking, living example. And I'm not talking walk around and no, I'm talking about living the light, having the light in your body, and then acting in accordance with being connected to your higher self. When you're connected to your higher self, when you have enough light quotient, that flow of information comes in, and you live completely differently because you're in what I call divine flow. Instead of always questioning or I don't know or operating from the ego self, you begin to get connected to your higher self, and that allows you to be in the world completely differently.
So I totally
but it's
agree.
all about getting yourself upgraded. Okay? And that's one of the things I help do. I accelerate that process. I help you to integrate more light into your body much more quickly than the natural process. So I'm an accelerator. That's what my work is about.
Do you believe in help from above, or
I do.
help from masters, or help from angels?
I do. I very much believe that. But my number one focus, well, two focuses. Two focuses is I want to get you connected to your higher self.
How do you do that?
Okay, by getting the body.
Just the body?
The body, because the body is the mechanism that is the house for your soul.
And what about the mind?
The mind is not where it's at. The body, the bioelectrical, biochemical that happens in the nervous system, that happens to bring consciousness in. You have a whole system of neural pathways of light, things that interpret information, light information. Okay, the irises, the way that the higher mind works, the way that the light flows through, the nervous system, all of it plays a part in you being a conscious being. Okay, your mind is only one part of it, and the mind, for most, let me state that for most, is still very connected to the ego.
Yeah, but what about the spirit?
When you come from the heart,
and
when the wiring and the way that the light moves through your body, the way the information comes in through your heart, through your crown, that guidance coming from source, or that guidance even coming from masters, if you want to call it that, or angels, when it comes through the heart, and when you can get that information clearly with prayer, but also there's a point in which you get enough light in the body that stream is almost continuous. And that's what we want. We don't want you to have to go and spend 20 minutes in meditation to get your answers at the end of the day. We want it continuously streaming, and that you're always connected to your own higher self. And that is a function of how well the computer can read the software. How well the body can bring through the light and interpret it into a conscious thought coming from the heart. Again, if your hardware, your body, can't read the software, if you're still operating from a 2000 operating system on a computer, and you're trying to read the software that's being released in 2014, the two can't talk to each other. It can't run it. It'll try, and you'll get some weird stuff that'll come out, or the whole thing will crash, and it won't run. It's the same idea. The body has to continue to upgrade, so that the light coming in can get clearer and clearer and clearer. And so your ability to stay in that state of connectedness, that state of being in the heart, and the flow coming in from your own self will be continuous, or a lot more than the 20 minutes when you're just in meditation. We want to tip the scales so that you're connected and consciously connected much more frequently through the day.
So you change kind of a light body, right? With your light into the body.
Into the body.
It changes into a lighter and also a light body, right?
There's a lot of talk about the light body. A lot of talk about the light body.
Give me your opinion.
And many people consider the light body, many think that we're going to the physical is going to go away, and we're just going to be light.
Not.
Very, that I believe, in my humble opinion,
It's
is
for dummies.
well, no, it's a misconception.
Okay.
Okay, I work specifically with the cellular structure. Okay, they call me a cellular light specialist because I infuse light into the literal cells of the body. Okay. The light body that I refer to, or a body of light I refer to, is still one that is very much in this physical reality.
Okay.
Okay? Because we're here. We're living in this reality. It's not about escaping and going to higher realms. It's not about ascending and we're going to go into the fifth dimension and everything's going to be bliss. It's about evolving and bringing that level of awareness down into this reality.
Yeah, but
so that we can live it.
So like it's all a dream. Life is a dream. Your body is not your body. It's just an illusion. How do you see that?
I do agree with that.
Oh.
I do agree with that. This reality is a hologram.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's
how does it fit? The body is for real, but still...
Yes, it is. I can tell you this body is very for real. And when I'm here in this reality, this is my home. This is my only vehicle for awakening. It is my only chance for awakening is through this body.
Okay.
Okay. And so, yes, when you pass, when you move on, when you die out of this reality, you do leave this body, and of course there is a soul and there's a higher level. That's not why we're here. We're here to help shift the consciousness of humanity in this reality. So that the wars and the hatred and the betrayal and the greed and the murder and the hunger, all of this stuff can begin to shift. Is it going to shift this year? Probably not. Is it going to shift in the next 50 years? Some. But we're looking, again, at this 26,000 year window, we're looking to hope to really shift humanity over the next 300, 500 years to a true experience here on the planet where we live in harmony, where we are not killing each other, where we are feeding each other and living in a state of harmony and oneness. But all you have to do is look around the world and know that we are not there. But we, as the divine group that has come in, and there's a very large group of us, I call us a soul group, that have all come in. Some started coming in, some are now in their 60s, to the ones that are being born right now. But really a very strong group of us between right now the ages of about 35 to about 65, about a 30-year window.
I'm in that window.
I'm in that window too. I'm in that window too. We came in for the purpose of helping to shift the body, because the body is so dense. And starting to bring through the intuitions and starting to change the systems. Because we, right now, I turned 50 this year. We're in a position.
Really?
We're in a position where we are in the working world. We are, we're not 20 and just starting out. We're in middle management. We're in places of influence. We are a part of the society that is in a opportunity to really shift systems, shift ideas in politics, in the working world, in ideas coming out. I mean, because when you're in your 40s and 50s and 60s, you're usually in a state of power and position within your business. You're not the 20-year-old that's just coming in out of college. You're the middle management. You're the management. We're in positions to start really changing the ideas and the way things are done in the corporate world, in the political world, in all kinds of different ways. And we're pushing the body. We're starting to put the platforms. So these little ones that are being born right now, that are coming in so awake, have an opportunity to come in and take the next major shift. Because we've got, we talk about the financial system falling. Well, it kind of needs to. It needs to be redone.
Yeah, of course.
And we're in a position to start doing that. So in the next 10, 15 years, you know, that new ideas can blossom. They never blossom overnight. And I always get impatient. I get impatient, and Spirit always reminds me that Rome was not built in a day. It takes time to. We're not talking into bliss harmony. That's not reality.
Yeah, but what about miracles?
Miracles happen all the time.
So they collapse time, right?
Well, we could do a catastrophe on the planet and have everything go away and start over, but that's not what we want to do either.
We have to.
And you have to remember that we're dealing with 7 billion people on the planet. Is that how many we have? Yeah, 7 billion people on the planet.
Yeah.
That we're trying to assist to remember who they are. Mm-hmm. It's a big project.
Yeah.
It's a big project. And I would love to be able to just go and have everybody wake up.
Yeah.
But that's not real.
I help you.
Okay, good. But it's not real.
Yeah.
And what we want is changes that are sustainable. A real change on this planet, not just a hypothetical and not just a pipe dream, real change.
Yeah.
And to do that, we have to raise the consciousness, and the consciousness of all of humanity has to shift so that we don't have people trying to kill and steal and hurt and all of the things, the greed and everything that's still going on.
Yeah.
It has to change, but I don't see it changing overnight. Unless we did something really a big catastrophe, and that's not what we want to do either, because we really want everyone to experience remembering who they are.
And it will happen, right?
That's the goal.
It will happen.
That's the goal.
Well, we have to start with your speech.
Okay.
So the last question is, what is your advice right now for humanity? What is really important to know right now? So people remember this.
It's an inside job. It all starts here.
Yeah.
And you can't change out here until you take care of changing in here. And so it's about self-love, not the idea of what we think self-love is, but truly loving from within and being connected and clearing our own body, our own systems.
Yeah.
It's an inside job. That's what I would tell everyone, because when you feel it from within, it radiates out. And then there can be a true change.
Yes.
Because you have to change. The outer reality reflects the inner reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when you get clear and you get to a space where you're living from your own heart, it can trigger someone else recognizing that light in you and having them want to go within as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
But that's what
I totally agree.
Good.
What you told us, because change the world and start with yourself, right?
Right.
Thank you very much
Thank
for being
you,
hier.
Lilian.
En
It's a
thank
pleasure.
you for watching. En ik zou zeggen, tot de volgende keer. Thank you.
Thank you. If you can hear it back there, and Lilian's going to have a lot of fun because I move around. I'm not going to stand in one place. So she'll catch what she can on the video and otherwise. And so throughout the evening, you will be receiving energetic work from me in alignment with your higher self. So as we begin, before we begin, I want to set the space so that everyone is in the same framework for the work this evening. We're going to begin by closing our eyes. And I want you to bring your conscious awareness, that part of you that is already analyzing the words I've said, as you listen to me in English and trying to figure out who this woman is, I want you to take that part of your mind that is thinking right now, and I want you to put it in an elevator at the 10th floor. Okay? And I want those elevator doors to close. And as they do, I want you to ride your conscious mind physically down your body. Most of the time your conscious mind is around your head region. We think with our heads. We're in our heads. But I want you to take that consciousness and I want you to put it in the elevator, and I want you to push the floor or the elevator down to the first floor, and I want you to ride it. So take that conscious mind and literally feel it moving down in your body until it reaches the heart. And when it reaches the heart at the first floor, I want that elevator door to open, and I want your consciousness, where you're thinking right now, to be in the heart. Each of you have gifts. Okay? Most of you may not feel what's going on if you're not really sensitive in the body. How many people feel energy in the body? Ha! There we go. Okay, that's almost every hand in the room. How many of you have started to feel things go on in your body this evening? Yeah. So the first thing with my work is all about cleaning out the hard drive so you can get new stuff in. What's the new stuff? What's the new stuff? What am I trying to make space for?
Light.
Light. Light as information. Light as information, knowledge, and wisdom. It's an interesting experience when you really live from source. But that's the goal, because when you are clear, when your system is receiving information, when you know what's coming in from source and from your higher self, and you can interpret it, your life begins to flow in a completely different way. Your reactions to the outer world change because your inner world has changed. Just checking, hold on. I work in the now moment, so I'm just trying to see what is most appropriate for this group. Because there's a lot of you normally in a group, and it's funny because I rearrange everybody, but there's too many people in the room. So just sit in your heart, if you would, please. I also speak ancient languages, so if you hear a strange language while I'm working on you, just open your heart, receive if it's appropriate for you. So I'm just going to go through, because everybody here is ready to really get some things moved in their fields. One of the things I need to tell you, yes, a little late in the day, my work is really physical. Let me repeat that. My work is really physical. I push light into your cells. What that does is that pushes lower frequency light out of the cells. It dumps into your bloodstream and at times can feel like a detoxification. If you go home and all of a sudden your intestines are having fun, or you feel feverish, or your stomach is upset, or you feel like you want to sleep for a week, bless me, don't curse me, okay? Because what's happening is I'm moving stuff at the cellular level in your fields. You're going to have to detox. Drink a lot of water. If you have access to a bathtub and can sit in it, do a sea salt bath. Helps a lot. And you need to watch your nutrition levels. You need probably more protein in the next week, just because your cells are regenerating, they need the protein. Whether that's plant protein or however you bring it. You might need more protein, you're going to need more super greens. Okay? You know what's the spirulinas and that kind of thing. Super deep superfoods. Cacao, Raw cacao powder helps as well, and that's one of the nicer ones. I like that one. So your body's going to need more nutrients to help you shift. So if everybody can just sit and receive, and whether I'm physically with you or not, just be open to what's coming in. Breathe. Kring ata Heerlen Iparishkunda I Runkiata Moria 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 Moria. Before I forget, your electronics in your world, your cell phone, your computer, your refrigerator, your washing machines, all of the electronics in your world need to be upgraded energetically, you don't have to go buy stuff, energetically after tonight. And do it like every day for the next week, because your body is upshifting and your outer world needs to start reflecting and upshifting to get to it. If you don't, there's a really good chance that your computer will blow and your cell phone will break, and I am not responsible. Don't email me and say, you broke my cell phone. How do you do that? Intention, okay? The intention is that your electronics in your world are now going to match the frequency you hold, okay? Because when you're out of sync is when things go haywire. So how do you do that? Set the intention. You bring through the full spectrum light of source energy. Notice I said full spectrum light. I know that sounds really stupid until next week you get really mad at me because your computer's dead. Okay, I don't want to hear it. I told you. But it's a conscious thing that you need to do. And it helps because it's supporting it. Your system, your energy field is upshifting. The things in your reality have to upshift too. This is just helping it happen with more ease and grace. Okay? I'm all about ease and grace. Because when you don't do it with ease and grace, you get your butt kicked. I am the first, I will tell you story after story after story of me getting my butt kicked because I didn't do what I knew I needed to do. I'm very stubborn. Okay, has anybody ever heard of a fourth eye before my sight? No. I don't know how anything so important could be so overlooked. So the fourth eye is a pathway of light. Entrance point right here on the head, right where the soft spot was when you were a baby. Okay? You can feel it. You can just feel that little, it's like a little flat, you know, it's just that soft spot. When when babies are born, you can actually see when they breathe, it moves. Okay? It's called the fourth eye. That's what I call it. That's what they called it when they told me what it was. Yeah. It is a pathway of light that goes at about a 40-degree angle down into the pineal. Okay? It is a pathway of light that is specific its main role, its main job, is to receive the light codes that are coming in from the great central sun, okay? Source energy. Versus information that comes through the crown, okay, or into the heart. It has a very specific role. Because those codes, and I'll go back to the word codes, light information, they're little software packages that tell your body what to do, okay? They're codes of light that are specifically designed to talk to the RNA, DNA in your cellular structure, how to process light, okay? And that's where it comes in. One of the main places it comes in, okay? And it goes down into the pineal to a master cell inside the pineal, and then it gets disseminated through the body. And based upon how upgraded your body is, how well that light gets assimilated. Breathe that light up and let it sustain you. And as you do that, I want you to also simultaneously focus on your fourth eye. We've heard so much about the third eye. Let's focus on the fourth for a bit. And I want you to just imagine, some of you might start feeling the tingling going on, but I just want you to imagine a short, about your index finger's length, of a tube of light going at an angle down into the pineal. And see it as that neon green. And I'm going to move through right now with some sound to help you open that. Take a deep breath. Some of you might feel it start coming out even the frontal lobe area of the brain. You might start feeling tingling there and in the center of your forehead. I'm going to begin to start helping align the codes that are available for you. Now, everybody isn't going to have the same codes because your light body frequency, your light quotient is not the same. So you're going to get the appropriate codes coming in right now that can assist you, because if you get codes that are for you in 3 months from now, it doesn't do you any good. You want what's in the now moment for you available, okay? Because it's all about where you are. You are the center of your universe, aren't you? Yeah, we need you to be in the now moment, what's appropriate for you. That's why I always state that in the beginning. It's what you need in this now moment. And that is not the same of who's sitting next to you. Okay? You may feel a little bit of tingling going down your spine as well. That's fine. It's just the light codes coming in and hitting that pineal. It goes down the nervous system. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Continue with just leaving that open. Make sure your connection to Gaia is secure and feeling that support and frequency. And if you can't feel it, intend it, ask for it. As we're continuing to do this, that's another thing I'm going to talk to you about. Just keep your eyes closed if you choose and just allow this to stream in. But I want to also, while I'm here and talking, remind you to please ask for guidance every day. Many of you may meditate and go into a very deep state of relaxation, which I absolutely am an advocate of. But I'm also an advocate of asking for guidance. Ask the question every single day, what do I need to do or know today to bring me into 100% alignment with my highest potential. And then listen to the answer. That answer may not come for 20 minutes. It may be on your ride to the office. It may be while you're doing dishes. It may be, who knows when that's going to come. But you know what? If you don't ask the question, it's a lot harder to get the information. So many forget to ask. Spiritual protection is this. It's a field of light around you that keeps all the icky out and keeps the light coming in. End of story. Okay? A lot of us heard about spiritual protection, and we heard about a shield of light around us, or the golden light, or the violet flame. How many have heard about all those? Okay, I'm going to use an analogy to try to drive this home. Okay? The sphere of white light around you worked really well back in the 60s and 70s and even into the 80s. But you know what? We didn't have microwaves. We didn't have cell phone towers. We didn't have a lot of other things that have come into this reality since then. A shield of white light around you isn't quite enough anymore. Okay? You need more. Because there's more messing with our fields. Just our auric field. Just the auric field. Like the cell phone towers and the microwaves and the satellites. That none of those existed in the 70s when that information and technology was brought through. So all I'm saying is, because of the environment we live in and because of the time, a little better protection is necessary. Do the next layer. Another color, another pattern, another oscillation spin. Setting the intention of keeping all energy that is not of the highest light for you out of your fields and allowing all the pure light energy that is highest potential for you to come in with ease and grace. We're going to do 2 more layers. One more. Another circle completely encompassing all the rest. Simultaneously, please open your heart. And let's do the final layer. Rainbow of colors, rainbow frequency, whatever you want to do, whatever color works for you. Another pattern, another oscillation spin. Listen to your guidance, okay? Follow it. Ask every day and move into a state of divine grace. It's been a pleasure to be here with you this evening. I wish you an easy and graceful release process and integration of this work. Blessings.
Thank you.
Oh. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Oh, yes.
Anh đã